protocols in place. But will the gang, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, Haiti is on a brink of becoming a failed state. A gangland rebellion is ripping through the republic. The prime minister has announced he will step down once a transitional presidential council is in place. But will the gang leaders at the heart of the fighting reject that plan, continuing to put Haitians at the center of the crisis? The human toll, hunger, violence, and unrest has been unthinkable. Our Matt Rivers, who's been reporting on conditions there now for years, takes us back to Haiti to see that toll firsthand.
Haiti is collapsing. The country has been ravaged by 2 weeks of chaos, of bloodshed, of intense fighting and horrific human suffering with no obvious way out. Port-au-Prince is no stranger to gang violence, but an unholy alliance has emerged between the most powerful armed groups, now unified behind this man, Jimmy Chersier, aka Barbecue.
Première étape dans la bataille, c'est retirer Ariel Henry sous pouvoir. Ensuite, pour nous déclencher la bataille réelle contre le pouvoir et pour nous déclencher la bataille réelle contre le système qui est là, système oligarque corrompu, politicien traditionnel corrompu.
And that first step, now done. The unelected Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, resigned on Monday after agreeing to a transitional government. Henry now out after weeks of horrific violence led by Barbecue, Haiti's most notorious gang leader. He and his soldiers have launched massive coordinated assaults around Port-au-Prince for nearly 2 weeks. Dozens of police stations, many destroyed. Gang members even showing off stolen body armor. Constant assaults at the airport forced it to shut down too. But the people he says he's trying to free, ordinary Haitians, are being decimated by the fighting. The violence has paralyzed Port-au-Prince, a hellscape now cut off from the outside world. Hospitals around the city show the human toll. In this major hospital, no doctors or nurses can even make it to work to help the patients. Gangs have barricaded off entire sections of the city to slow down police, attacking those who dare cross. Haiti was struggling before this crisis broke out, among the worst hunger crises in the world.
This crisis existed before. There were 1.6 million people in Port-au-Prince who didn't have enough to eat before this crisis. This is making things worse.
Things are so bad in Port-au-Prince, even the director of the World Food Program for Haiti can't get in. He spoke to us from Cap-Haïtien, a city in the north. This warehouse full of food that people in Port-au-Prince could certainly use, but even if WFP wanted to send it, they can't. The capital city is blocked.
There's no way in and out that's safe. With the port now being closed, the real risk is that the 1.6 million people in Port-au-Prince who are acutely food insecure could tip into famine. This is one of the most extreme situations I've ever seen as an aid worker.
Dozens of gang members and nearly a half dozen police have been killed in the fighting, while thousands of citizens have been forced to flee from their homes. Over the weekend, the U.S. evacuated non-essential embassy personnel in the night, choppering in Marines to reinforce the embassy. The State Department urging Americans to leave. Haitians, though, have nowhere else to go. It all led to this week, a series of emergency meetings in Jamaica with Haitian stakeholders, regional leaders, and even the U.S. Secretary of State. Henry resigns, and now in his place, a soon-to-be set-up council of 7 people who collectively will act as Haiti's president. The question, is that enough to stop the violence? Haiti has long been in decline.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
I've been there many times in the last few years, including last year, as farmers struggled to sell their produce amongst gang rule.
Mais je ne dis pas, même mon grain n'est pas vendre.
Countless others went hungry, forced to eat mud pies, a mixture of mud, salt, and butter.
No one wants to eat this. Yeah, but if you're starving, you'll get through.
So, what now? How does the violence end? In the short term, Barbecue says it's simple.
Je pense que on apprend une pause juste pour nous évaluer la situation, juste pour permettre que bon chita parler qui fait entre toute couche sociale dans le pays, entre groupes armés.
Take that with a grain of salt. Barbecue is also a disgraced former policeman, accused of planning a 2018 massacre that killed dozens, sanctioned by the US and the UN. His gangs have terrorized this country for years with murders, kidnappings, and extortion, taking advantage of a political vacuum. But a ceasefire in any form would be welcome relief.
Bon, j'aimerais payer la situation pays à l'IFM père. Non, c'est la gamme game. Je peux faire ça, mon Dieu, seulement après ça. On va équiper Espagne encore.
That's what Caribbean leaders, joined by Secretary of State Antony Blinken, have been aiming toward this week, with a series of meetings designed to somehow ease Henry out of power.
The joint proposal that was developed by CARICOM and all of the Haitian stakeholders to expedite a political transition.
That political transition is taking place this week. But who exactly takes over and when new elections will take place, still unclear. And with that, fears that the fighting could go on.
Moi, je suis tout passé, c'est haïtien, ouais, dans mes pays, changer.